beautiful Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for April 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details, and I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your monthly reading for April. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to make you aware, April really ramps up the energetic pace of the year as it opens our first major portal of change through an eclipse on the 20th of April. Now, many years ago, of course, eclipses used to be feared, but they actually offer an opportunity to supercharge your intentions. The ones that you set throughout the year, they are given an extra boost, especially as this new moon eclipse is actually in the sign of Aries. It's a unique opportunity because it is the second moon in Aries in a row that gives you that go-getting, tenacious focus to get stuff done. Now, as this new moon also communes with Pluto, everything that's been troubling you or inauthentic, shall we say, will be broken down and released this month. It's a month to declutter, detox your body, mind, and soul as well. Maybe even shove in a little bit of DIY around the house or restructure the way that you live in some way. It's not all plain sailing, of course, as this time period can feel very pressurized, as you'll be doing a lot of stuff, being very productive and multitasking. So it is important to set out some quiet time for you to actually relax or take stock of a situation. Now, this moon is actually in the sign of Aries, as I mentioned. It often indicates a time of second chances because there's 2 moons. So it gives you an opportunity to revisit a hobby that perhaps you've disconnected from, or that project that you haven't finished yet, you've left it on the back burner. Even, a book that you mean to return to complete. It can also be an area of your life that you want to reconnect to, maybe even your travel plans if you haven't got them off the ground, but it's something that's been simmering away in the back of your mind. Also, it's a chance to rediscover a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with. So this is the month to really do that. Now, we do have Mercury retrograding. I hear the sighs from there to here right now. Mercury retrograding from the 21st of April. Now, that is in the sign of Taurus, okay? Now, that's very relevant to what's happening at the moment because this can actually bring miscommunication regarding finances, regarding money. So it is a good time to look at your budget, but also to make sure that your investments are secure and safe against economic fluctuations. I've been feeling economic fluctuations for some time. You've been hearing it in my readings. Especially I noticed that March and April are very delicate times for finances. So it is definitely an opportunity for you to look at where you house your finances, make sure that they are in institutions that are not linked so that you are safeguarded and insured should there be an economic fluctuation, okay? Very interesting that at the end of the month here for you, you've got 2 cards that literally mean cause and effect or make a decision. You have a choice. You're opening yourself up to a lot of options this month, and I see that you're very empowered this month also. Now, in terms of personal development, your 12th house is activated at the beginning of the month. Now, this is a very deep part of your chart. It's actually the deepest, most spiritual part of your chart. So you'll be doing a lot of soul searching this month, really asking the bigger questions like, where do I belong? How do I fit in? Am I in the right place in my life right now? And if I'm not, how do I shake up the energy to get back on track? This is really a quest for meaning this month for you. You'll be connecting to your dreams. You may also feel like withdrawing a little bit. Some of you may have even booked travel to get away at this beginning of the month, and you may not have even realized why. why, but it's because your 12th house is influencing you, because it is about taking stock, really taking some time out to explore your options and actually connect to a more spiritually deep path, or connect to your belief system. Maybe even implement spiritual practices or develop the spiritual gifts that you have as well, okay? Even sitting in silence for a while to really check in with your heart will be important this month. I mean, it's important always, but this month you're really going to feel it, okay? Now, the 6th house actually takes over from that, and that's mid-month, shall we say. That's all about daily routines, being, in a habit, repetitive cycle, your commitments to your goals, your dreams, but also it's about paying your bills, looking at paperwork, decluttering, organizing or reorganizing your life, really revamping things that you feel have been a little bit stuck or stagnant. This is where you may feel a little bit more compelled to do a bit of DIY, or you may actually restructure your home space, even if it's like a lick of paint in that back room that you got, whatever it is. You may feel compelled to do it at the end of the month. The 6th house is all about duty. It's all about your schedule as well. So you may be restructuring your schedule to make it work for you in a more efficient way. You'll be paying close attention to healthcare routines, exercise routines, sleeping patterns. You want to be the best version of yourself is what they're showing me. Okay, now also, you have 2 aces here and you have a Fool card. So something very new and exciting is beginning in your world in the month of April. And I mean, financially, there is an opportunity coming on in for you to, capitalize on your investments. But I feel like you have some choices to make regarding those opportunities. Let's get straight to your cards. The first card here is the Emperor. This is about leadership. This is about taking stock of your inner power and using the resources that you have. So if you've been feeling a little bit unmotivated, or you've been feeling a little bit like chaotic in your world and you've been struggling with something, April sees the month where you are actually in charge of everything, and you maybe even be a little bit more strict with yourself, with your schedule, because the Emperor energy is, the crown chakra, because this Emperor is wearing the crown, it's very highlighted there. The crown chakra is about knowingness. You know that you need to get organized. You know that you need to get everything in order because you feel that there's change in your world, and you may even be implementing these changes yourself, where you're restructuring things and just being, I feel like you're commanding these changes in order to make life work better for you. Now, this is a card of responsibility as well. So you may have felt that you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. I see some of you, in terms of the home space, I see some of you having home responsibilities. Now, these may be in terms of family responsibilities that you have, but I actually see things like something need to be fixed in the month of April. So, for example, if you've been meaning to get that roof fixed, maybe a tile came off, or you've been meaning to get that dishwasher fixed if you're lucky enough to have one of those. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those. Good old-fashioned using my hands, washing up is for me. But, it depends on your circumstances, whatever it is, even if it's like a door has come off a hinge or that handle has come off the drawer, you'll feel compelled to fix it in the month of April because you're in the process of doing. You're being very productive. Now, also, the Emperor energy is a card of success. It's about building on what you already have. So I definitely see that this is a very ambitious month for those who are currently connected to a career. And if you're currently looking for a job and you feel, you're a little bit lost, or you feel that right now the job market has been very, very difficult, there is something coming in at the end of April that you are going to love. And it is a start of good fortune. It's actually a gift of an opportunity that comes your way, and it's going to be very, very successful, and you are the right person for that job. Okay, so for those of you who are currently in a position and you are in a career, I feel some of you may be feeling a little bit frustrated, or you feel a little bit stuck. You may feel you're reevaluating where you're at. And I feel like you're taking stock to the point where you're putting your resume out there or putting the feelers out to see what other opportunities are out there. Again, there is one that comes along, something that you're going to really love. It's a dream job opportunity, and it makes your heart sing so much. I feel like you get an opportunity to express yourself and put your whole heart and soul into it without anyone trying to stifle your skills or prevent you from getting to where you want to go in your career. It's financially and emotionally rewarding, and you're going to feel very proud that you accomplished this. Okay. Now, for those of you who are not in a career and you are retired, I definitely see that some of you are thinking about some sort of new start in your world. You may be thinking about either traveling or relocating. There's some new path that's opening up to you. It's an adventure. I mean, some of you may be literally deciding whether you should retire or whether you're transitioning into retirement. It's actually going to be something that you love, but you may be feeling a little bit cautious about it, and you may be feeling a little bit nervous about whether you've got enough finances, whether this beginning should happen now or whether you should delay it. I feel like you have been delaying it, but by the end of April, I feel like you have a decision to make. And I feel like that you will work out a financial structure because you're being very strict with your budget. I feel like you'll find a way to action it and you'll be very, very happy. And also my guides are giving me that if, for example, you start retirement and you go off and you enjoy it and you love it and you feel, okay, things are like maybe a little bit tight financially, you are very gifted. You have a lot of talent. I feel that you could set up your own business or be, do something artistic, and it will bring in a lot of finances. Some of you may be thinking about how do you use your voice or your experience, your life experience, because Scorpio, you have a very, very colorful life experience. And I feel you are able to communicate that with other people in order to help them. So if you're thinking about using your experience to help others, this is definitely another way to bring in finances should you be thinking about retirement and feeling a little bit nervous about the transition. It's always there for the back burner, so relax. Whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. Now, of course, that message is not going to resonate for everyone. For some of you, I definitely get a sense that you're setting up your own business this month, or you're actually taking control of a business opportunity if you already have a business. Whatever it is, I definitely get an energy of success. Okay, I feel like you're going to feel really proud of yourself that whatever it is you're starting is starting to blossom. Okay, now, of course, the Emperor card is also someone who has command of their emotions, and they're actually giving me a symbol in the water right now, which is a trident. This symbol came up for another sign about 2 weeks ago. I can't really remember what sign it was for. It may have even been for Scorpio. I mean, there's always that joke, maybe it came up in the Leo reading, because I always say if you got placements in Leo, so it may have come up in that as well, but I gotta be honest, I can't remember right now. There's sometimes so many signs and symbols that I get that I can't really locate exactly when they showed up. So they're showing me a trident for you right now, and tridents are a symbol of protection and of summoning inner strength. Okay, to use the resources that you already have. Also, as tridents are connected to like Neptune and Poseidon, this can be that you're commanding or dominating your emotions in a situation and being really calm under pressure. So I feel a lot of you are being real with yourself this month. I mean, Scorpio, you're always real with yourself. You don't tend to dwell in fantasy. You allow yourself to visualize and manifest and dream of what you desire, but ultimately you are rooted in truth. So I feel like you're being extra honest with yourself this month and being strict with yourself. So if there's something that you need to action and you feel like you've been procrastinating, or you feel like you have not been using your time effectively, I feel this is the month where you get really organized and get stuff moving in the right direction, okay? There's also a deep knowingness about you, and I feel something that perhaps you have kind of felt was in the works for a while. I feel suddenly it comes to light. Suddenly you realize, and I think this did come up in the Leo reading, so if you do have placements in Leo, I feel something that you instinctively felt was going to happen does happen. You find out that you're correct on this situation. Now, coming back to the trident symbol, this is something that you will see over the next 6 weeks or so. So look out for symbols of trident. I feel it coincides with an offer or an opportunity that has been long time coming. So if you've been feeling that the universe has been leaving you out in terms of abundance, or you feel that things have not shown up for you and you need to take a leap of faith on something and come out of a comfort zone, as soon as you see that trident, you're going to get some really good news, or an opportunity is gifted by the universe, and it's going to bring a lot of flexibility is the word they're giving me, flexibility. So it could be that there's duality going on. You may have fingers in many pies and you've been spreading yourself thin, but an opportunity arises where you can be a little bit more flexible and you've got a little bit more time for you and you're in the rhythm of things. But it could also mean that flexibility may be that you have to make some adjustments in the way you do things in order to fit something even better into your life, because I feel there's an addition to your life in the month of April that you're going to be really excited about. Now, we do have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles at grassroots is about your talent, your ingenuity, shall we say, and you are a very, very gifted person. So whether you're retired or not, whether you are, a carer and you care for people, and that is your gift, or whether you are, a stay-at-home mom or dad, this is about you using your talent and your ingenuity to pick up some sort of project or really continue on a project and make sure you get stuff done. This card indicates that you're in the flow of doing, and you're using your inspiration and your talent to get stuff done. If you are in the working environment, I see that your talent shines out and people are noticing what you do. And I feel that, there are people in positions of power who are consulting behind your back, saying what a good job you're doing. And I see them wanting to elevate you. So there is a potential of an offer coming on in. This could be in the form of a promotion, raise, or new income, because we've got that Knight of Cups there, something offered to you that you will love. And the Ace of Pentacles indicates there is a financial reward attached to it as well. I feel like deep down, though, you're building something very stable. And of course, Three of Pentacles can be that you are being very conservative with your finances. You're looking at your financial future. And you're, with the Emperor there, this is really, some of you may have been worried about finances because we've got the the Ten of Swords there. Interesting, because I felt Nine of Swords energy as well. So I'm just getting a sense of anxiety. So some of you, of course, we're all looking at financial situations right now. And if you listen to my readings last month and I think the month before as well, it's been showing up quite heavily that March and April were kind of hard fluctuation points for finances. So again, I feel with the Three of Pentacles, you may feel that there are delicate situations regarding institutions where you house finances. So you may be keeping a strict eye on these things in order to make sure that you're in a really good position. I feel like you are. I actually feel like you're being very savvy about your decisions, and you're watching a delicate situation, but because you can see this flower is delicate, and this figure here is building things out of bricks. Some of you may be actually putting your finances literally in bricks and mortar by buying a property or going into real estate, or even like applying your finances to fixing something in the home space where you feel like it's relevant rather than actually housing your finances in an institution. Some of you may actually be putting your finances into other investments in order to safeguard your finances. But the Three of Pentacles basically means some of you may be saving your finances for a bigger purchase long term, and you're going to be so proud that you did what you did in this month. Okay. Now also the Three of Pentacles is a card of as I said, being very careful about the advice that you take as well regarding your finances. So some of you may have been like looking at videos online of people, giving you lots of doom and gloom, shall we say, regarding the economic state at the moment. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some problems within the financial industry. I totally get that. And I don't know anything about finances, but I can feel the energy. And, a tower has been coming up regularly whenever I do a financial reading. So this indicates that, things are going to be in for a bumpy ride. I'm not going to be lying to you. You can feel it. I can see it. We know it. Okay. But with the Three of Pentacles, this indicates that you are being very clever about how you take stock with your finances. Okay. Now, coming away from that energy, I do feel that you are going through a major spiritual elevation this month. I feel like there's a big awakening here. And I feel like if you've been under the weather, you are building up your immune system as well. So some of you need to watch out as well. If you've been a little bit under the weather, it may affect your throat area. The throat chakra is being highlighted for me at the moment. So sore throats, what do you call it? Hay fever, things like that. It may affect the throat area this month. So just be aware of that. I feel like you're finding a natural way to address it. Things like honey, lemon, natural products. And I feel that you are rebuilding, and you're rebuilding your strength and your reserves. If you have been unwell or you've gone through some sort of procedure, make sure you take the time that is necessary to rest or find pockets, moments where you can just clear your mind and just relax and reset, okay? Taking a moment to breathe, it's so important. Even if it's one day out for you to just decompress, it's so important. It resets you and recharges your battery, especially since you got the Ten of Swords. You may have felt that you've had a lot of responsibilities lately and you've just been constantly busy and on the go, and you just haven't had a moment to yourself. You may have even felt like there's just not enough time in the day to get everything that you want to do for yourself. Because we've got the Emperor there, it does feel like you have a lot of responsibilities. Now, these could be within the home space, but you may pick up responsibility in work or even within friendships and just in general, you may feel very responsible for things. And the Ten of Swords, some of you may have been getting tension headaches, or you may have just felt, you know what, it just feels like you need to decompress. Okay, so just watch out for that. There may have been a challenging situation that you've been going through right now. April is the month where you fix it, because the Three of Pentacles indicates you're mending things, you're fixing things that caused you a bit of tension or caused you a little bit of anxiety. And I definitely feel that things are working in your favor. Now, the Ten of Swords also indicates an ending of something. Now, it doesn't always have to be like a big ending where, you know, you're cutting something out, but it can be. So it can be that you are cutting out any food substances that make you feel bloated or make you feel they're giving you a headache, maybe excess sugar, things like that, or caffeine. I definitely see you're looking at your diet this month and really making sure that you have clarity of mind and extra boosts of energy. And also with the Ten of Swords, you're definitely managing or trying to manage your stress levels, okay? So I feel like you're looking at things like, is that going to matter in 5 years' time? And if not, why am I worrying about it? Let it go. Let it flow. It has no place in my life. So I definitely see that you're trying to manage stress levels and bring a little bit more peace into your life. Now, of course, the Ten of Swords can be a card of epiphany, a sudden realization, especially since you've got the Sun card here. So you may be ending an old way of thinking. You may be recognizing that there's been a little bit of negative self-talk going on with you, and it's time to let that go because it has no place in your life. Remember, words are spellings, and anything that you're actually saying, you're saying it out to the universe like it's a spell, because of course we spell words. Your words have power. So if your inner narrative is like berating you or, you know, being a bit down on yourself, have some compassion for yourself and change the narrative, change the way that you talk to yourself. The more that you tell yourself that you're awesome, that you're really good at what you do, and that you're attractive, or that you are, in control of everything, the more your body will react to that, and you'll feel a sense of purpose. You'll feel a sense of recharge of your batteries as well, okay? And actually the universe brings more opportunity your way because you're attracting at a different frequency. You're changing your frequency. Now, because it is the Ten of Swords, I feel a challenging situation. You may be approaching it differently, and you'll be thankful that you did, because you get a chance to mend it and release it from your life. But some of you may be cutting something or somebody out of your life this month as well. Because we've got the Three of Pentacles here, it can mean that some of you are working in a group situation, or you are involved in some sort of group situation, but there's been a bit of a tension. So you may remove yourself in order to go solo. So some of you may be setting up your own business, or some of you may be actually just taking some time out to really think, because things have been a bit of a headache recently. I feel like you are restructuring your schedule so that you do have more time for you. And when you get the Ten of Swords, you feel something needs to change because you feel a little bit overwhelmed by a situation. And I feel, you're in search of happiness. As you can see, the Sun is behind this figure right now, but it is rising. So things are getting better, because the Ten of Swords means something is ending and it's clearing space for a new beginning, a fresh start. So some of you may be actually thinking about relocating, or either in job or even in like the home space, or you may be starting a new project that gives you a new lease of life. There's definitely newness, a new chapter being turned. As you can see, the Sun is rising in this card, and we've got reaching for the Sun here in the Sun card, and it's in the resistance position. So something that you've been having on the back burner is going to be realized. It slots into place this month as well for you. Also, we've got a sense of an awakening. All that you can see in your mind, or all those hunches that you have, you're going to see them come to light. You're going to see Pluto. Pluto is very active this year. You're going to see things that have been hidden come to light. So if you had a hunch about a person or a situation and you thought, you know what, I just feel I'm right. I get a sense that you're like, I'm hoping I'm not right, but I feel like I am, which I'm, you know, a little bit sad about, but you're actually going to find out that you're right about a situation. And yeah, so I feel that it gives you an opportunity to really check in with your intuition and notice that actually it's on point. That may be something that's relevant to the Trident as well, because you're developing your intuition and noticing that you are in command of your hunches. They are coming true, okay? So again, look out for that symbol of the trident because it indicates that you're protected and redirected in any situation that you found negative. Now, they're actually giving me a song with this card, and it's really, let's say it's interesting. I almost don't want to say it, but I have to give it to you because it's coming up in the water. Okay, I'm just going to check in with the song's lyrics. One moment, please. Feels like we danced into a nightmare. We're living 1984. If double think's no longer fiction, we'll dream of Huxley's Island's Shore. Now that's quite an interesting and deep political statement, I think. I mean, it's a song. I feel back in the recesses of my mind, maybe it's come up in a reading before. I'm not really sure. I can't tell you. It probably has, because sometimes songs do get revisited in readings. But I want to say it's by a band called Bastille. But I may be wrong, okay? It's just somewhere in the back of my memory. They're not giving me the name of the band. They're only giving me those lyrics in that portion of the song. And it's really interesting because it's like to see what's going on, the narrative that's going on. So some of you, especially since we got the trident and those lyrics, I mean, you know, it's we'll dream of Huxley's Island Shores. Maybe you feel there's been a lot of pressure in the world. I mean, the world's always crazy, right? But it has amped up that level of crazy in the last couple of years. And you may be feeling that we're walking towards something that feels a little bit untoward, or you may feel that the way that people are reporting news items or things that you see online, it just seems to be doom and gloom. And because we've got the trident, which is connected to Neptune, and because, you know, that final line of that song that they gave me was we'll dream of Huxley's Island Shores, it may be that you actually want to just take some time out or step away from such, you know, harrowing clickbait, or, you know, you just want to like remove yourself from the doom and gloom of the world at the moment in order to seek happier times or seek things that are less pressure or seek happiness. I mean, some of you may seek like literally island shores where you're taking a trip somewhere that's hot in order to just check out of life for a little while in order to recharge your batteries and quieten your mind, because you may have felt a lot of pressure on. So, I mean, that song is, I mean, it literally says we're living 1984, and you, as you can see there, it's like the big eye, big brother watching, that sort of thing. So there may be something that is in that for you. Maybe this is something you've been thinking about recently, and you're just like, you know what? The further you go down the rabbit hole, the more you start to feel overwhelmed and anxious, and you're just like, you know what? Just going to take a step back from that. So April may be that month where you actually decide to just disconnect for a while, take yourself out on a retreat, or even just a few days out of the norm in order to practice self-care and quieten the mind, okay? But the Sun card indicates some of you may have been feeling lack of energy or vitality, or you may have been just thinking, same old thing, just different day. And you're wondering how to bring a little bit more excitement or a little bit more spontaneity into your world. There's something you're reaching for and you've been working really hard towards it, and you may have felt it's always just out of reach. Well, in the month of April, you get closer to that goal. You're actually going to see like evidence of things working in your favor and slotting into place, okay? So it's a very, very positive month for you. This is a card of success. It's a card of abundance, and it's a card of embracing the joy that life does have to offer and leaving the darkness behind. And of course, we are living in a very intense world at the moment, and we've all gone through a major pandemic, which is very traumatic. So we're all trying to find our way back to what we felt we once were, or the situation that we once used to exist in. And that's what this time period really connects to, because we have that double moon in Aries energy. So it is about revisiting those aspects of ourselves that we really miss or want to reconnect to. And I feel this is a month where things start to look brighter for you, a lot more positive for you. You get that boost of energy, and I feel you take a leap of faith in some area of your life. You open yourself up to new hope. You're taking a chance on something. So some of you may literally, as I said, be leaving a job behind and entering a new job environment. Some of you may be leaving the working environment behind and launching yourself into retirement. Some of you may be deciding to go on a trip, an adventure of a lifetime. Now, the Fool card is an interesting card because it's in the resistance position at the moment. And when it's in this position, it can feel that you've been a bit scattered in your energy, or you felt that you lacked focus, or you were putting an opportunity that you want to start, you were putting it on the back burner. Well, April is the month to move through that energy and just launch it. And you're going to be so happy that you did, okay? I feel like you get a better opportunity by letting something small go. And as you can see, I really want you to see this card because it's so important. The imagery is so important. It's captured the energy so correctly. As you can see, this figure, she's got like, I feel like the bird is a messenger, okay? So I feel a message arrives and she's already holding a very small buttercup. But there is an even better opportunity, or an even bigger buttercup there that is there for the taking. And she's got a decision to make. Should she release the small buttercup, knowing the information that has just been visited to her or gifted to her? Should she take the risk? Male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about the energy. So I feel like you'll be weighing up your options about taking a risk or an opportunity that you've been feeling you should take for quite some time. You're going to just launch it. You're just going to go for it. And it's going to be, you're going to be so happy that you did, okay? It's actually going to be a wild adventure that just brings a bit of a spring to your step as well. Also with the Fool card, this is an indication, especially since you got the Emperor energy there, and the Three of Pentacles. You may have felt that it's been work, 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 or you've been constantly on the go with responsibilities. And you're like, am I having fun yet? When do I get to have fun? With the Fool card, the tradition with the Emperor, there always used to be an Emperor card and a Fool would be in the background of that card, because it was always a reminder that life, whilst it is serious and whilst we do have a lot of responsibility, we are also have to remember to have fun. So I feel the Fool card is a call for you to make sure you have some time to just do some fun things, to, you know, connect to friends or people that you really care about, to just lose yourself in the moment, whether it's an artistic project or going out with friends or, you know, soaking up, culture, whatever it is that makes you really excited about the world again. It's a call to reconnect to that, even if it's like a good book, to lose yourself. I mean, that song that came up there, it may be relevant because you will hear that song over the next 6 weeks or so, and it indicates that, you know, there's a lot of craziness going on and there's nothing that one can do about it in its singular energy. As a collective, it's important to stick together and remember that sense of community and make sure that you connect to those people that you feel are your people. But it's also important to disconnect from those aspects of life that we feel pressurize us, so that we can lose ourselves in the moment, so that we can actually have this sense of experiencing something that makes us happy and doesn't make us feel oppressed or pressurized, okay? Now, the Ace of Cups in this position indicates that something perhaps that you have a vision to create has been delayed, or you've been disappointed in some way. I mean, they're actually giving me a sentence which I feel, okay, that's interesting. They're trying to tell me that it's connected to the song that just came up, but I'm not sure how. But anyway, what they're giving me is sometimes real life is so disappointing. Sometimes real life is so disappointing. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but sometimes we do get disappointed by situations that do not go in our favor. I feel there is a real change for you at the end of April that actually makes you see that things are slotting into place, and they want to show me a puzzle piece for you, okay? Now, a puzzle piece, this has come up before in a reading. I mean, maybe last year at some point. You may find a puzzle piece. I mean, when it came up last year, it actually came up for Scorpio, I think. I kid you not, I went away to visit my folks, and sometimes the readings, whilst they're for the collective, because I can never read for myself, sometimes some of the aspects of the readings pop up for me too, which is wonderful. And I took a picture of it as well. where there was a puzzle piece, and I said, you will find a puzzle piece on the sidewalk. And I was walking as I visited my folks, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's literally a puzzle piece there on the floor, and it was actually on like a water hydrant sort of thing on the sidewalk, the pavement there. And I took a picture of it because sometimes these messages are also for me, not just for the collective. And I went through the comments and I saw lots of people who had actually seen the puzzle piece. So look out for puzzle pieces. It could be on a billboard, it could be on the floor, it could be, you know, something that you find random in your shoe or something at home. It's an indication that everything is slotting into place. But right now you may feel like something's missing and you're at a bit of an evaluation period because you're feeling a bit dissatisfied with the way things are. So this is a real month to turn things around if you're feeling that dissatisfaction, because there is accomplishment here. Now, an ace indicates the universe is intervening to bring you something that you love doing. There's a real transformative energy here. This card indicates unconditional love. Okay, and there are ample opportunities for you to embrace this month as well. Anything that's been bringing you down, I feel like you're releasing it and you're letting it go to focus on something more positive this month as well. Also, they're giving me that you have an incredible inner light, and you may have felt that you've either been running on empty or that your battery has been a bit low recently and you haven't been able to shine that wonderful light. Please give yourself that moment to recharge your batteries. I promise you, you will feel exuberant when you're finished and you can feel like you can take on the world again. But if you're constantly spreading yourself thin and you're not recharging or getting good sleep, especially since you've got a 10 of swords there, and if you've been feeling a lot of pressure or a lot of anxiety, then it's important to take some time out just to really clear your mind and realize that actually you're in a good place right now and the universe is intervening to bring you the thing that you've been desiring. So if you have been feeling difficulties, I do feel the universe is helping you transform a situation for the better. Butterflies, they represent transformation. So if you've been going through a difficult time or you've been feeling a little bit lost, then I definitely feel that this is a month to really regain your sense of direction, and you're going to feel like you're on the right path. I see you being on the right path, but you do have a big decision to make in the month of April, and I see you checking in with your heart and making a solid decision that is right for you. Some of you may be starting again in some area of your life. Please remember, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. The Emperor energy is your figurehead card, which means you have come to this lifetime with an abundance of knowledge. You know what you're doing, you're at the top of your game, and you're in command of your life. So even when things get a little bit fraught, remember your inner power. You have all the necessary tools within you to make stuff happen. Now, we do have the Lover's card here. At grassroots, the Lover's card is the law of attraction. Your heart vibrating at a certain frequency is matching the thing that you desire, and you're drawing it towards you, okay? Just like love, it's like you're drawing a counterpart towards you. The Lover's card is really about choice. It's about making a decision and checking in with your motives, your values when contemplating which path to take next, okay? This is a card of being in harmony. It's a card of unifying your energy and binding yourself to things that make you feel good rather than connecting to anything that's toxic. So I feel like you are changing your vibration in the month of April and you are attracting really good things. By the time of the eclipse, I feel something is shown for you or given to you in terms of news, or something works out in your favor that holds you in really good stead. I feel it's actually just before the eclipse, actually, but it could be in and around the eclipse because they're really highlighting the eclipse energy. I feel just before the start of the eclipse, there's going to be some really rewarding information that comes your way. Now, some of you, you may be, if you're in a relationship, for example, and you've been going through a lot of tension, there's been some arguments or just a little bit of a misalignment in a relationship, I feel you managed to fix this and both of you remember what you fell in love with in the first place and everything comes into balance, okay? For those of you who are not in a relationship and you're looking for love, this is a really positive month to attract a suitor, a love energy. because we have an Ace of Cups and we have a Knight of Cups here as well for you. So I do see that there is someone who is romantically attracted to you or will be by the end of the month. I feel like you may meet this person. I feel this person's got a really strong moral compass. They're really honest, and they may be even someone who works in services where they help people. They're very mature, and they do a lot of charity work, this person. You may meet this person in a group setting where you do something for either human rights, or you do, you're very generous. Maybe it's charity work. I mean, it could even be that they work in charity work, or they do something to do with human rights, and you meet them in a group setting. Now, this could be somewhere where you take a course to learn something, or it could be traveling where you're in a group of people. But I definitely see you meeting this person in a group of people. I mean, it could be online because we do have the Justice card there. So that's an air element which can connect to online internet. So I'm sure you will be meeting this person in a group setting after talking to them online. But I really feel that there is an attraction here, a spark, and it actually goes somewhere. It goes to a high level commitment. It's invested straight from the beginning, okay? But ultimately, the Lover's card indicates you attracting something that your heart has been yearning for. And especially since we got the cause and effect, this is divine timing. You deserve this, okay? This is what you deserve. This is good karma coming your way. Also, we've got cause and effect. If there's something you want in life, you got to go out and get there. You got to go get it, okay? With the Emperor energy, you are full steam ahead this month to get what you desire, and you're going to accomplish it. Goals are accomplished this month for you. Also, with the Justice card, this indicates being in balance, okay? Being in harmony. And it's also about being really honest with yourself. I feel like there's a lot of things to win this month for you, and I feel it starts with this knowingness that you can accomplish it. It's not an accident that you've got two cards that have musical vibrational notes there, which indicates you are in a frequency that is very high at the moment and attracting incredible things. But they're really highlighting for me, where is it? Oh gosh, maybe I just saw it in the water and it's not here at all. You know what? It's not here at all. I just saw it in the water, but I thought it connected to the card as well, but it's not here. So I'll always be honest. They're actually showing me vibrational notes in the water. I'm always looking in the water rather than the cards. I just take a quick glimpse at the cards, but I feel the energy and I see the energy in the water. They're showing me a semi-breathe. If you're musical or you know notes, a semi-breathe is basically an elongated period of time, and I'm getting a sense of like there needs to be a rest after that. So I feel if you've been on the go for a long period of time, I feel like they're telling you to just take a moment to take stock and rest, okay? But the cause and effect indicates whatever you're putting into a situation or whatever it is you're focused on, that is the thing that's going to lead to a lot of growth and abundance, okay? Now also, because we've got the Libra card of justice there, I do feel that something that you know deep down is true will be revealed to you in the month of April. I feel like comes out. I do feel this could be a very reckless truth. That's what I'm feeling, a reckless truth, because I feel it's something that you wished was not really true, but it is true, okay? So I don't feel it's detrimental to you, but I feel it's something that, I feel it's something you're like, oh, please no, don't let it be that, okay? And I feel that you may be right on it, okay? But I feel it's not detrimental to you. I can't give you any more than that. That's the energy that I'm being given on that situation. Also, some of you may be going through illegality of some sorts, or going through some sort of court case, or even, maybe you're doing taxes or something to do with administrative documents and paperwork. You're going to be very productive. You're getting stuff done. I do feel like there is some sort of important document that comes towards you where you need to actually either fill in some paperwork. Make sure you do it in the time scale that you need to. Okay, so check your mail, the physical mail that you've got, because it may come in and you may have been expecting it via email, but it doesn't come in via that route. It comes in a hard copy. So just keep an eye on your mail because you would not want to miss it, okay? I feel it may be to do with something financial, and I feel actually once you do it, you get either reimbursed for something. I feel that money is attached that you get back, but there is a time scale. Okay, so I mean, it could be that some of you are contesting like a parking fine or something, and you're in the right in this situation, and you've got a time scale to do it, and you get your money back. Or it could be, you know the drill. Anyway, we've got the Knight of Cups here. At grassroots, the Knight of Cups is really about, a heightened sense of emotions, of awareness. And if you've been feeling a little bit numb or just off center recently, you're going to get that wonderful sense of emotion back, and you're going to feel that vitality return again, that motivation to get stuff done and lead with your heart. The Knight of Cups also is a call to fall in love with yourself. So self-care is going to be implemented this month higher than ever before. I feel like you're really addressing yourself, especially if you've been neglecting your own needs. I feel especially at the end of the month, you're going to be nurturing yourself in a higher vibration. Also, this card indicates that you have a lot to offer life and love and everyone around you. You are lovable, okay? But only now are you starting to realize what a gift you are. And you're not doing it in a sense of ego. You're just recognizing that you give your all to a situation, and not everybody does. And that's okay. Sometimes we cannot expect another person to give to a situation in the way that we do. That's a hard fact to swallow. I get it. But sometimes we can't expect that from another person, because we can only meet each other as deeply as we have met ourselves. And some people are not willing to do the spiritual work. And Scorpio, you came to this lifetime wanting to do the spiritual work, and you're a very deep thinker. You're someone who thinks of the alternative. You try to see things from different sides, and not everybody does that. So unfortunately, we do have to honor the fact that sometimes people want to remain in ignorance, or some people just haven't discovered the information yet. There are differences. Some people are spiritually less mature, and they just haven't discovered or had an ego death yet. They haven't discovered their path yet. So we have to be, how can I put that? They're giving me the energy. I really want to. We have to be diplomatic in the way that we approach the situation. So that's what they want to give me on that. Now, also, of course, the Knight of Cups indicates a romantic energy. It can be a feeling of attraction between you and a person that comes into your life. So there is the potential for a flirtation, shall we say. But at grassroots, right at the bottom of this, I'm feeling that it's something that will be stable in your life, something where someone actually physically invests in a relationship as well as mentally and emotionally. It's the start of something really beautiful. Also, I feel like an opportunity is being offered to you, something that your heart is really going to be excited about. Really remember that there's some good news. You're being encouraged by the universe to follow your heart and use your imagination to attract all you desire, okay? Now also, when you get a Knight of Cups, when it comes to finances, it does mean that you are a very sensitive person, and money is important. Of course, you need to pay the bills and you need to have a sense of security, but you may feel, you know what, I don't really want to focus on it too much. Especially the time scale that we're living in, it's good to educate yourself financially. So I feel some of you may stumble upon information that will help you regarding finances as well in the future. And an Ace of Pentacles indicates the universe intervenes to bring you more financial success. But this could also be like you buying some real estate. This is a card of possession, so it could be that you invest in real estate or acquisitions. It could be the start of some really great fortune in your life. But I feel something that you've been nurturing for some time is starting to grow, and you're seeing physical evidence of success and prosperity on the physical plane, okay? This is a card of you aligning yourself with the success that you desire. Now, success looks differently for everybody, of course. It could be success financially, or it could be success physically and emotionally. Some of you, it may be that you are building your strength and you're getting back to best, and you're being a bit more disciplined with food or exercise, or just taking it easy and managing stress levels. So whatever it is that you are striving for this month, this is you seeing physical evidence that you're making an impact and that you are on the right track. Also, the Ace of Pentacles, I see some of you, and this did come up in the Leo reading, so also, actually, no, I'm correcting myself. This came up in the Taurian reading, okay? I feel some of you, if you've got placements in Taurus, I feel you will be given something for free this month, okay? I mean, it could be a prize, like an award or some sort of recognition. I mean, I feel more that it's like you're gifted something for free. So it could be like a free coffee, or someone pays it forward and pays for your groceries, or it's some good karma coming right back to you is what I'm being given. So watch out for that. It could be someone who gives you a free muffin or croissant or something. Or just says, you know what, that's on the house. So I just get a sense of, someone really gifting you something. Now, for some of you, you may start a new business venture. It'll be very rewarding, both for your heart and for your finances, but it will be hard work. And you have the discipline and the tenacity to get that done. So I feel this month is a very positive month. You're being encouraged to take a leap of faith in some area of your life to get something started or get something new off the ground. You've been thinking about this for a while. You're going to absolutely love it. It will transform your life. And I feel, of course, do your due diligence. It's a calculated risk is what I feel, but I feel, this is going to be a much more peaceful month for you as well. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Now, they're also giving me a number in the water. They're giving me 1001. 1001. And this could be the number of like your cell phone, or a password, or it could be in the number of a building that you go to if you're going for an interview, or some of you may be buying real estate and it happens to be 1001, or it could be the time that you actually receive some really good news. So look out for that. Also, I would say whenever you see 1001, look up the angel meaning, or look up the meaning of the number at that time. It does fluctuate. Okay, so look it up at the time that you actually see it, to see what your message is from your guides, because they want you to see it for a reason. Okay, now we've got octopus. Keep to yourself, be discreet. Now that is your 12th house all over. Okay, there may be something that you're trying to action and you're keeping it to yourself. That definitely came up in the Leo reading, so there's the connection straight away. But I feel it's something far reaching. I feel like lots of opportunities. You got many fingers in many pies. And whilst you do have people who care deeply about you, my beautiful Scorpio, there are some people that you connect to, you know who I'm talking about straight away, who maybe do not relish your success because it reminds them of their failures, or it reminds them that they're frustrated with the choices that they have made in their life. Now, you are someone who's very bold. You're someone who is willing to take a chance and go after your dreams. And some people, they take the safe route and they say, I can't do it. But they watch you do it and be successful. And it makes them feel really sad about themselves. It's not that they don't support you. It's not that they are not happy for you, but it just gives them a bitter taste in their mouth. And it may just make them relish in the fact when things go wrong. You know, when some people put a negative spin on your things, even though they don't mean to, because I feel there's someone here who's just really not 100% happy with their own life. And they think, oh gosh, Scorpio winning at life, it's always them. There may be a little bit of envy going on there. So just watch out for that. So keep anything that you're doing to yourself until it's done and it speaks for itself. And then nobody has the power to change the vibration that you're in. And also we got pufferfish. Okay, now pufferfish, that's interesting. Pufferfish is known to be quite toxic if you, use it in the wrong way. And it says, know your limits and boundaries. So this really comes down to you burning yourself out. Now, you can be in a state where you're very super focused, you're obsessed about what it is that you want to accomplish, but if you go beyond your limits, you could burn yourself out, and it could be negative for you in the long run. So do know your limits, do know your boundaries, especially when it comes to managing your stress levels. If, for example, it's hard, I get it. If you're in a car and you're driving down the freeway and you're like, someone cuts you up, and it could have been potentially a dangerous situation. In that moment, of course, you're going to be like, you idiot, and you may, lose your rag a little bit. It's important to just reel yourself back and go, you know what? I'm safe. The worst did not happen. I'm just going to let that go because it's only going to end up hurting me, not the other person. The other person doesn't care. They're just being reckless. So it's important to manage things that mean something and don't mean anything. Just take a breathe. Just let it go, okay? So, or should I say, take a breath and just let it go. So that's what's coming up there. I'm just going to go and get a trinket for you. we got the tree. Okay, now the tree is all about stability. It's about planting roots and feeling more grounded, but it's also about evolution and branching out in some area of your life. I do feel things are flourishing for you. The tree can represent the family as well, so building a stronger family unit or having a lot of family responsibilities and knowing which ones are healthy for you and not. But the tree actually is a very important message of getting out into nature, and also, the tree represents wealth. It represents expanding on your opportunities and making sure that you are safe and secure to weather a storm. So I feel you are in that position, and you're making sure that you're in that position because you're very clever and savvy with your energy, okay? So I'll leave that there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you, my beautiful Scorpio. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio. Love and light.